Hello and welcome back to another special site update, then this time talking about the upcoming patch 7.21, which covers Cosmic Exploration, which is launching on the 22nd of April 2025, so literally next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. The special site for Seekers of Eternity has been updated. You'll see there's some new green nodules, including a media section and a challenge. If we hop down, then you'll see there's some new pictures for the Arcadion. So if you wanted to get some nice pictures of the actual bosses for your own personal use, for example, if you wanted them as backgrounds or for, I don't know, whatever you're doing, a collage or something, you can print out these images. You can find them in the media section. Pretty awesome. Honestly, I'm loving the Arcadion at the moment. But the real important thing here is this: Cosmic Exploration and the Tool Enhancement quests for Cosmic Tools. So first of all, it says Searching Way wants you to join the Cosmic Exploration Initiative. Research and develop cutting-edge artisan tools, all the while furthering the team's preparations for a maiden voyage to the stars, yet uncharted. So this must be a Searching Way then. And we're here at Mare Elementorum up here on the moon. And then we've got the Warrior of Light dressed out in some of this new gear, looking pretty cool. And there's another Laporet there as well. You'll see there's a bit of a base in the background. Then we have a much better look at the actual base, or at least the first or second iteration of the Airly base structure. So we've got that sort of aetheryte type structure. I'm not sure what that actually is. I'm guessing it's an aetheryte. And then we've also got the zipline sort of doors where you can connect to other bases. So there'll be multiple bases being built as part of the initiative. And it's kind of like the Ishgard restoration, where the further you progress it, the more stuff unlocks, the bigger the base gets, and the more other bits unlock as well. And you're also building facilities, habitation units, structures, mechs, all that kind of stuff. So we've seen this image on the live letter before, but that's a nice big image. Then we get this nice sort of zoomed out picture. You might remember this from a live letter as well, this time in higher fidelity. And then we've got those zip line windows, like I say, and you'll see there's actually another one of the bases over here in this shot. And then we've also got this one. This is like the mining area. You'll see all these crystals. They talked about how there'll be special events where you mount a mech and then go over here and blast the rocks for resources, or on foot with a little cannon, kind of like the Atheromatic Auger from the Diadem, that kind of thing, if you remember that. Got like a Tesla coil type thing here. It's clearly not a Tesla coil, but too many years of Command & Conquer Red Alert has made me think that's a Tesla coil. Then we've got this nice shot of being in one of the mechs. We've got a white mech and a black mech, and it looks like the white one is what's being used for the actual recon missions, the mining missions, that kind of thing. We've got these guns on here. Very cool, like a rail gun type thing. Very Metal Gear. And then, of course, we've got some footage here in this image of everybody joining together, either by hand with the drill machines, drill things, to mine this resource that's being used and refabricated, refined and refabricated into parts of the base. And we also have the massive cannon being charged and used on this rock from a mech. Yeah, so I think there's a total, didn't they say something like 5 mechs at any one time, something like that? And everyone else that queues for this, it's kind of like a fate event. Kind of like, the duels in Bosja, where you queue up and then only one person gets selected and everyone else gets to watch. Well, in this case, the people selected get to drive the mechs, and then everybody else that's a runner-up goes on foot, if you wish to mine by hand with these drills. Looks to be quite fun and quite rewarding. Then we got a better look at the Cosmic Tools themselves then. We actually saw this very brief look on the live letter a while ago, but look at that. Look at that botany axe. I think that's what that is, right? That's the gathering gear, so wow, sort of like this bronze or brass tipped space age blade. This white metal here, like almost like a little wire here or something. I don't know, like carbon mixed with white metal. And then we've got here either the blacksmith or goldsmith hammer, right? with this little, it looks almost like there's a little switch that you can pull if you want to engage super smithing mode or something. I have no idea. Looks really cool though, doesn't it? Really cool. And then in this image, we've got what you're going to be doing majoritively of, right? Because this is gathering and crafting content. So you'll be going around and gathering and crafting. There'll be all sorts of missions that you can do. They showed on a live letter where essentially you would go and it's like go and deliver X components to the refinery for use in habitation materials or air filters, that kind of thing. So you'll be going around harvesting places, and as places change, you might get access to new resources and so on and so forth. And I believe this is the last image, right? But one of the more important ones. So this is actually looking at some of the things you get. So first of all, we've got a Vieira in a spacesuit, and I love the fact they've shown this off because this was something I talked about before. I wonder if Vieira can use the space helmet. Yes, they can. And not only can they use it, they have their own little ears poking out. That is adorable. That is perfect. That's everything we wanted. So not like we need a spacesuit, but I love the idea aesthetically of having a spacesuit glamour. We've got little meters on here, look, and other fine details that you would find on a spacesuit. And then the helmet as well. I'm super excited to look at some of these sets when they come out. Then we've got this, which is your sort of, I'd like to say Star Trek, that kind of route. It looks almost military, but it's like a uniform, a space uniform. Very Star Trek-y, very insert sci-fi here. I really like that outfit. It's really cool. It could go with a lot of the newer pieces that we've got from the Solution 9 area of the game and PvP and that kind of stuff. And then we've got this amazing looking mech. Now, as I said, there is a black mech that was shown on one of the live letter slides, as well as this white one. So I think there are two variants. One is going to be probably easier to get as a mount than the other one. And I think the black one's probably going to be the hardest to get. Probably through this, like the roulette wheel minigame that they showed, kind of like Kupo of Fortune. But I could be wrong. We'll see on Tuesday. But these things are awesome. Can't wait to add this to our collection. Look at the sheer size of that. They've tilted the camera down, but this is a big mount. Or a big unit in general. But yeah, really happy about this. In addition to this, there's new metallic dyes making a debut that we know of. There's probably other new dyes as well. Hoping that we get some cool colors. We already know there's a metallic cobalt blue and a metallic ruby red. So if you're like me and you're fed up of metallic red being purple, metallic ruby red is coming out in this. So all sorts of rewards. There's going to be minions, mounts, bardings, hairstyles probably, glamour, as you can see, you name it. There's going to be lots of rewards, and this is going to be updated over the next few patches into the future. They're going to be exploring different places, like different planets, different stars, as they call it in the game, in subsequent major patches. So yeah, I can't wait to get stuck into this. And hopefully, if you're, not really into crafting and gathering, you'll still give your dip of a toe into it, because you only need to be level 10 on a crafter or gatherer to take part in this content, which is pretty cool. And you only need to have completed the previous expansion, not Dawntrail. So this is not Dawntrail content, just level 10 at least on a crafter and gatherer, and have completed the previous expansion, which is pretty good, actually. Pretty good. So hopefully more people get involved in this. It does look fun, and I cannot wait to get stuck in. But that's all of the images we've got here. I don't think they've added anything else yet. Oh, they added some images for recollection, right? They added an image of Zelania if you wanted that picture on a white background. There you go. And that's pretty much it for this special site update. A Court Crescent, obviously, 7.25 isn't coming out until the 27th of May. So you've still got another month or so for that. That's another piece of content we're hyped for. But this next Tuesday, the 22nd of April, 7.21 releases. And you've got your Cosmic Tools, which is your relic weapons for crafters and gatherers, like the Splendorous Tools, etc. And we also have the Cosmic Exploration activities, which is realm-wide, right? So Ragnarok is on Ragnarok and so forth, like the Ishgard restoration. Super hyped about the rewards, very excited to get myself some mechs, and I'm happy that I get to share my progress with you. So there'll be streams and, of course, lots of videos looking at all of our unlockables and everything else that we deem interesting. Anyway, much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. And if you're coming back to the game on the callback campaign, now might be a really good time. So just in time for Tuesday to get stuck in. Much love, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.